Hello, folks, and welcome to The Compass, helping you navigate your way through the Lost Woods Draft League. A new show will be here every other week. Who are we? Glad you asked. I'm Mohammed. I'm coach of the Worcester Red Sox over in the Caridon division, and I'm joined by two of my lovely friends from the Maridon division. We've got Ivan, coach of the Slow Bros, may or may not be a slow bro himself, who knows? And we got Rockwell, coach of the Good Guy Gudras. How are you guys doing this week?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing fantastic. Really enjoying this nice New England weather as of late, the past 4 days, and just enjoying the wonderful draft league.
Yeah.
Enjoying the wonderful draft league.
Okay, yeah, draft league aside, because it takes all of 2 minutes for us to get distracted here. Rockwell and I played some basketball yesterday. It was great. It was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, we shot hoops. It was great getting out there. Let the record be shown. I have challenged Matthew Diaz, our commissioner, to a $50 money match. This is now a public challenge, a $50 money match. Matthew Diaz, I want to see you on the court. Let's do this. Game 2, 11, ones and twos. Call your own fouls.
Ivan, this stays between you and me. Rockwell's not seeing that $50.
We'll see.
How about you, Ivan? How is life outside of Lost Woods? How are you feeling?
It's been pretty nice. Michigan's been getting nice weather too. Can't complain about that really. Been getting back into working out, so that's been pretty nice. It's tough to keep that schedule going, but you just got to get back in the rhythm of things.
No, that's so real. Yesterday was like the first day that I really got to like get out and like get some work in what feels like months. And I say what feels like months, not just like I have a bad sense of time. Like my body feels like it's been months. But yeah, how are y'all's seasons going so far? How are y'all feeling? Before we get into the meat and potatoes.
could be going better.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm 2-0. I can't complain. I think I had a very strong week 1 against Curry. I was very proud of the week 1 match against Liam. I mean, I did win, but not too proud of the play. But hey, we take those.
I kind of feel like the inverted, where my week 1, I didn't feel like I played the best, but week 2, I think we just were going at it, and the better one came out on top.
Yeah, no, definitely up and down starts of the season for y'all. I'm feeling pretty good after 2 weeks, but I feel like I will very quickly be joining you all. I think for better and for worse, the Woo Sox are off to a hot start, and the schedule coming up is really gonna test that. But yeah, couple 2-0s, 1-1. The Compass so far has a winning record. We'll see how long until I drag that down. But
It's gonna come crashing and burning. I just feel it. I'm gonna get my shit rocked by Patrick next week.
Mine's gonna get doused by all these rain teams I gotta play.
Yeah, no, I feel like this week we all kind of have some hellish prep, but we'll figure it out. We'll find a way.
Patrick.
I will say, using Patrick's team like to test against you, I get it. It is not gonna be. That team has got modes. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
That team has got modes. That Bronzong is gonna be so
and we've lost Ivan.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Do you want to just talk about your set against Patrick while we're here? Are we gonna do that later? Because
feel free.
I mean, that was an amazing. I thought that was such a good set. Like that game 3 was just peak Pokemon. Like, oh my god! Like the weather war, the switching, like you know, like the crocodile. Once the crocodile and the Rhyperior came on lead, I was like, holy shit, or a double ground lead, let's fucking go. Like, my goodness gracious. It's too bad it was recorded on a fucking potato.
I think that made the match, because let's be real. For context behind the scenes, we are recording this as Miraidon Mondays are happening. Go show Colby some love. And I hope we get to finish recording before Colby reacts to that match, so y'all can see his reaction live. Because I think Colby's gonna have a field day with that. Because from just the quality of play, the Pokemon that showed up, and like did their thing, and also just like the recording quality of it, I feel like this is like a classic on-cart draft match experience right here. Like this is vintage Pokemon for the ages. This is a match for the archives, and it fits right in with the rest of the archives.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. Well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil that, but that was like a 100-0 matchup for me. So I think doing as well as I did, I'm happy with my performance. He just outplayed me, which in that matchup is I think very few people could say.
For the folks at home, if the level of prep that these two have to put in doesn't make it clear, as we get into our first headline of the show, the Miraidon division, absolute chaos. It is anyone's division to have. Only 2 undefeated teams. Do we know how that Corrosion Jake set went? Do we have a result?
I believe Corrosion won.
Okay, 3.
It looked like Corrosion. I mean, that wheezing was just. Hold on, let me
put
just.
in work.
Yeah, that. Oh.
Do we have a confirmed Corrosion win for that set?
I believe we do. Yes,
okay.
we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perks of that happening as we're recording and live.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So 3 undefeated teams, 2 winless teams, and everybody else just in the logjam. And a lot of even sets too. You know, I think half of these sets in this division have gone to 3 games, right? 7 out of 13, potentially 8 out of 14. I don't know how many games Corrosion and Jake went to, but yeah, like really, really, really scary stuff in the Miraidon division. As the 2 people playing in it, how are you guys feeling?
You know, I think I got the one matchup that I wanted to play. I got week 1, but I looked at the rest of my schedule and I really don't want to play half those weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I already played 2 very strong opponents, so I'm happy to come on top with the wins, but my schedule doesn't get any easier, so, you know, I could always go 0-6. It's only 2 games. We have 8 games to play in the regular season. I could still go 2-6, you know? So, you know, I'm feeling okay. Like, I like the leeway, but I'm definitely not relaxing. I mean, I say that, but, like, I don't spend any time prepping for myself, so.
For as great as Rockwell is with draft prep, his refusal to do it for himself is maybe his greatest enemy. Given that you've had, given that you're half locked in for this season, Rockwell, do you have any thoughts on takes around the Miraidon division so far? I know there was a lot of discourse early in the season about, or I guess before the season started when coaches were announced, about the Miraidon division being insanely stacked. How do you feel about that reflecting? How do you feel about the noise around Miraidon right now?
Miraidon, clearly the better division. I think we can just say it right now. Like, you know, we're better looking. We got the better teams. You know, we put out the better content, right? We're more active. Like, the Miraidon's a better Pokemon.
Fact.
Right? Like, what y'all got? Like, seriously, what y'all got?
They got you. They got you, Muhammad. That's about it.
Whoa. Okay, no. Listen.
Okay, yeah, that was
listen. We got homies in Miraidon Division 2. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. A little disrespectful from you.
Where the content though?
That's what I mean. That's what I. Some of the content side.
Listen, in full transparency, I'm not the one with the idea for this show, so you know, maybe Corona division is slacking a little bit.
I will say, you know, there are some interesting dynamics happening. Well, first of all, I think you guys have like you have 5 2-0s.
Yeah. I was gonna wait until we were done talking about Maridon, but we can get into Koraidon here too.
Yeah.
The Koraidon division is interesting. Rockwell, finish your thought, that I have thoughts here.
It's very symmetrical. 5 2-0s, 5 0-2s, and then the middles are just 1-1s. Very symmetrical. Literally anyone's season right now. I think you guys have like a very interesting spread of teams too. Yeah, I mean anything can happen here.
Yeah. See, that's interesting you put it that way, because what I have in the notes is that there are clear contenders in the Koraidon division.
There's 5 clear contenders.
There are 3 teams that honestly, like, if you look at these standings right now, especially those top 3 teams, they are terrifying. Really skilled coaches, really well-constructed rosters, and so far, wins where the coaches haven't looked like they've really broken much of a sweat. Yes, everything in week 1 was a 3-game set in Koraidon. But to start off the season 2-0, in the fashions that these teams have, I think Koraidon is showing that it may not be top to bottom as stacked as Maridon, but the strong teams in Koraidon are strong teams in Koraidon. There's strong Lostwoods teams.
So yeah, let's take a brief glance at these. So like, first of all, on first we have AJ's team, right? Which beautiful team. I think if this team had just like a fake out, it would be literally a perfect team. They've got my goat Obama Snow. They've got Flamigo, which is the best value pick in the entire league. They've got like Dragabolt Farigiraf, like, so they have like speed and prio blocking. Like they've got like the fantasy core, Solomon, Sylveon, Magnezone, right? Like they got some hitters, and Bisharp
I think Bisharp slept on a little bit.
Is this, barring the quad weakness, #quad weakness, is this the tankiest thing potentially in the league? The Bisharp?
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
There are bulkier Eviolite users, but maybe not ones that are drafted.
Yes. So, that's scary. That's a very scary team. Going down the list, we have Elena's team. We kind of already know about this team. It's an Elena classic at this point, especially that Mammal Swine on Elena's hands, I swear to God, is just like, that's just like not the same mon. Like in my hands, like it does more damage and it's tankier. So I don't understand how Elena gets so much value out of that Pokemon. But yeah, you have the Sneasler, the Volcarona, the Amoonguss. Like this is just like good stuff.
Yeah, we have to understand Elena is 2-0 and only just now acquired Amoonguss off waivers. So
true.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Nagai Freak, which is, like that like hard Trick Room team, right? Like, I mean, it's hard Trick Room, but there's so many flavors of setting up the Trick Room and executing the game plan, and people aren't able to stop it. So,
yeah,
shit's crazy. I mean, we have Muhammad's team.
I mean, I don't think I'm in that tier of contenders yet, but
the Belly Bolt, top contender right now.
The boy,
the big boy. The mon you said was bad week 1 and 2.
Nobody has answers to the Belly Bolt.
Yeah, no, there is no answer. You have to have a ground type, and then Palafin beats that. Like, or the Sinistcha.
What can I say? I've been wanting to make Belly Bolt work for a while, and I'm glad it's finally happening. Belly Bolts deserve to shine.
Another team we have to talk about is Breadman's team.
Yes.
So I think Breadman has so typically these like 9-man rosters can be very tricky. I think 10 is usually the perfect number, but this is such an efficient pack of Pokemon here. You know, you have like the Dusclops, Trick Room mode. You have like Screens Grimmsnarl. I mean, like the Ursaluna Grimmsnarl. Like, I mean, I have that on my team. I think Grimmsnarl by itself gives enough flexibility where if you're bringing like the same like 5 or 6 mons and you just change the Grimmsnarl, it changes the entire dynamic of the match.
Oh, and this is another case of you were 2-0 without this on your team. Breadman only just got Grimmsnarl after Elena dropped Grimmsnarl for a Moongus.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's insane.
And they have Hisuian Gudra.
Oh yeah,
immediately stealing Rockwell's heart there with the
a reasonable 10 points.
Yep, and I mean the Vivion's there points. Too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ivan and I love a Vivian moment.
I love Vivian. This team is really, really good.
Yeah, no, like the two, like the fact that we have so many 2-0s in Koraidon right now, and the rosters are all so well constructed and working so well. I think it's scary. I think obviously there's still so much season to go. There's still so many plays for others to make. No one is eliminated yet, but it might be a case where we're here in 2 weeks and we're looking at, okay, hey, looking ahead to playoffs, right, for some of these teams.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the top contenders continue to match up with each other. You know.
Exactly, and I think it's very interesting where we have one division that so far this season really feels like, oh, I think we just got the update. We just got the update. There it is. Corrosion 2-0 officially. But yeah, I think it's interesting. We have the one division where it is anyone's ball game, it feels like. And the other division where if things continue in this direction, right, it's going to get very out of hand very quickly for some teams.
Yeah. You know, like, I have faith. Like, I mean, like, for example, like, I mean, Chris, that's the reigning champ. So, like, that 1-1 is not going to stay. You know, Calvin's team, by the way, we didn't talk about. Mogo's team.
We have not talked about Calvin's team. I'm going to be talking to you two about Calvin's team after this.
Another disgusting team that, like, absolutely, like, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised when all is said and done if Calvin doesn't end up on the top here. So, like, you know, you guys got some. You got some,
there's some absolute ballers. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Scary. I mean, less scary than us, obviously, but you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say obviously. It's, you know.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's 2 against. So, do you want to take a democratic vote?
Yeah. Now wait a second. I feel like the electorate has been a little skewed here. Well, we might shift around the order of some of these headlines, but you did mention reigning Lost Woods champion Chris, something that I'm curious to get y'all's takes on, having been in/adjacent to the league for its entire history. We've seen a lot of Lost Woods royalty, a lot of Lost Woods legends kind of struggling out the gate in season 3. Of course, rated champion Chris 1-1, definitely not by any means like alarm bells ringing, right? But you've got Chris at 1-1 in the Koraidon division. You've got who else? Liam was joint top record for season 2, struggling out the gate, as was Jake and Liam, the top 2 seeds from season 2, struggling a little bit here. Of course, some of our Lost Woods royalty is no longer in the league, the likes of Gerd, the likes of June, but very interesting so far to see kind of, hey, this league top to bottom, there are no slouchers. There's no room for error. Curious to hear your thoughts.
I mean, personally speaking, so I I played Jake week 7, and damn, I don't want to play Jake when he's hungry and just has to win the game. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't why couldn't they start off like stronger so they can relax when I play them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I play him, I think, week 8, so I don't want to
Yeah.
play him either.
So, you know, if anyone is out there sleeping on a Lostwood legend, you're a fool. You're a fool. It's only 2 weeks in. It's just gonna make them hungrier, and I'm scared out of my fucking mind. That's basically what I'm feeling about this. Like, I do not. It's too early to count anyone out. I think the O2 starts mean absolutely nothing. It just means that, like, hey, they just gotta win out. They basically just gotta win out, and we have like Jake, Chris, Keon, like all the people who are like, you know, not starting like with the 2-0s, perfectly capable of winning out. So I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared.
I mean, yeah, I agree mainly with a lot of what Rockwell was saying, where it's only week 3, so starting out 0-2, 1-1, it doesn't mean a lot right now, but having to play him later in the season is going to be a lot scarier than having to play him right now, or if they start off like 2-0. I play a lot of those people, so I don't really want to play any of those matchups with them starting out 0-2.
Yeah, not too many O2s in Maridon, but the O2s that are there, not to be slept on, for sure.
Crazy. Colby, Jake, and Liam at O2 is just insane.
Well,
That's crazy.
I think Colby
Colby's stepping in as of week 3.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, like, it's scary that you're gonna have like these coaches hungry for wins. Sorry for whoever has to like play them at this point, because didn't Liam start season 2 like 0-2 or 0-3 as well, and just like
Could be.
one out.
Wait. Let me go back in the archives and figure this out.
This is nothing, right?
Like, at least we don't have to play them.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to play them because we already got that out the way.
y'all got your wins against them and said we're good.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah.
I do not want to have to play them now.
Catch them sleeping in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Rockwell, you are so right. The last year, the Northern Noiverns started out 0-2.
Yep.
Only to then proceed to win 6 straight, and and miss out on the 1 seed by 1 point.
Yeah, they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
But speaking of these O2 teams, right? Colby's just taken over one of them. I don't know if anyone had any thoughts on a lot of the turnover in Lost Woods early so far. It feels like it's been a lot more tumultuous than other seasons.
Yeah.
Wait. Before we talk about this, actually, I have a request from our producer.
Oh, okay.
So yes, we've had a ton of turnover, right? We've had a ton of turnover. It just so happens that there's a big correlation between people who got their ass beat and people who dropped out. That's all I'm saying. To that end, Muhammad, would you please play the clip in the doc that I have linked under franchise turnover early?
Oh God. Rockwell!
And make sure the volume is up high.
Rockwell! Yes. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to say?
Let's hear it.
Rockwell! What are you doing?
Oh no!
Boring gameplay relative.
Whoa, the volume's kind of low there. Can you hear it?
I just want to get my win and get out of here. I have a headache. I want to go to bed.
Can we turn that up?
It's turned up. I don't know what you want from me, Rockwell. It's turned up.
Can you hear that?
Wow.
I think everyone. Ivan, you can hear that, right?
No, I don't think I could. I think it needs to get a little bit louder.
I could not hear that at all.
That's all right. You know what? Just for you, Rockwell. Here. There you go.
Yeah, this is very boring gameplay, relatively, but like,
I just want to get my win and get out of here. I have a headache. I want to go to bed. Sorry, cat. Listen to the folks listening at home. I've been framed. I've been bamboozled. That was an AI voiceover that hacked my channel. Actually, seriously, in my defense, I did not know this at the time. I was coming down with COVID. So, Hey, I don't know what you're trying to say with that. I don't know
say,
what you're trying to say with that clip, though, Rockwell. I don't know what you're trying to say.
No matter what you say, the history books will show that people got their ass beat. And even though we know that that's not true.
Yeah, to clarify for the audience at home, Rockwell is very well aware of the fact that Kat had decided and announced that she was dropping the league before the match was played.
And yet,
Rockwell is very aware. Rockwell is very well aware of this fact. Rockwell is not actually talking shit. And yet he continues to run his mouth after I run defense for this man.
10 years from now, when people are looking at the Lost Wood Draft League Season 3, they're gonna look at the document and they're gonna trace and they're gonna be like, huh, 02, and then drop. That's all they're gonna see. They're not gonna hear any context. They're not gonna hear any circumstances. They're just gonna look at the stats and they're gonna be like, wow, why was Russell Westbrook not the greatest player of all time? That's what they're gonna say.
Okay, that's crazy.
That's how people do.
Also, I'm gonna say, Kat, if you are for some god awful reason watching and listening, if you ever see Rockwell at a local, because I don't know, Southern Connecticut, tri-state area, I don't know. If you ever see Rockwell at a local, please kick this man's ass for me. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of turnover, but a lot of the coaches coming in pretty exciting.
I mean, granted, out of 28 teams, right? We've had a 10% of the league turnover in the first couple weeks here. It is a fair bit. It is a fair bit. And I mean,
it's not that bad.
It's not too bad. Draft is a big commitment. This is the first expanded season of Lost Woods. It's like, and I think draft is something where, for people who don't play, that for some reason are watching or listening, right? Like, it's a big time commitment. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of preparation. And I mean, I didn't even know if I was going to play this season. I did not play, or I did not sign up until Leaf was like, all right, we need like 1 or 2 more people. Like, we're at like 14 people. And I was like, why not? And then we just ended up expanding the league anyways, because a ton of people flooded in. So
yeah, I mean, I was in that same boat where he was like, we got 4 or 5 spots left, and I was on the fence because I'm running my own draft league at the same time. But I was like, they should become self-sufficient. They should be able to handle,
should.
Yeah, the emphasis on the should.
Yeah, it is really it is a big jump going from what we had 16 players,
16 teams, 1 division,
to 28 across 2 divisions. It's like a really big jump. And yeah, it is. You're right. It's a big time commitment. It's it's a lot, but at the end of the day, it is for fun, and if it's too much, there's actually not a problem with the coach dropping if they have to. Like, if we're being serious, we all got lives outside of Mons. Like, draft league is supposed to be, I mean, you should. Yeah.
Rockwell, I think you had one more headline that you really wanted to get off here before we get into our last couple segments.
Yes, it is my responsibility probably to address big elephant in the room, and that is nickname gate. So, I absolutely love the nicknames that people give to their Pokemon in Draft League. Everybody should give their Pokemon nicknames. It makes it feel so much more personal. I love like the lore of the nicknames. Like when I see Even Further get sent out by Jake that's been here across 2 seasons, I'm like, all right, bet. Like, this is an OG of LWDL, this Rillaboom, Even Further, Some people change the names up every week. Some people keep the themes. I do a little bit of both. I like to do themed nicknames, and this week I had a quite interesting theme that got me a little bit of a warning from the higher ups at LWDL. So here's a screenshot of just like some of my favorite nickname themes. First of all, top left corner, can you put a girl on? That's my homie Chris's nickname theme. It's hilarious. It's a little bit of an inside joke, but like I love nickname themes that are just 6-word sentences, just like this. Amazing. Um, Other shout outs of nicknames that I really love here is um, Keon's. So Keon's in the top, in the bottom right. Big Shot Scissor and Rooter Buster Ludicolo and Hip Shot Alcremie. Those are my goats right there. Those are my goats. And then you see in the bottom middle, my week one nicknames, sort of a little bit of a spicy theme, but I did make up
Little
for
bit?
it with a little
Little
spicy,
bit.
a little spicy, so trigger warnings for anyone. I'm sorry, I got carried away. To be fair, it wasn't all me. It was, I blame Lauren for this.
Throwing
I
the
truly
misses
do.
under the bus is
But,
crazy work.
just blame it. But she's agreed to do some more consulting, more editing in the future. But I did make up for my sins by making a much more holy nickname theme in week 2 on the left. To show that I am still pious. I am a pious, good boy. Please forgive me for my sins. I promise the nicknames will not be the same, and that's all I promise.
Yeah, I will say, of all the things that the league staff has had to throw warnings out for in the history of Lost Woods, and there's been a lot of discourse in a lot of different ways, the nickname warning is a crazy one to pull, Rockwell.
Oh, the line,
Rockwell, what are we going to do with you, buddy? What are we going to do? I've got half a mind to trade you off. Speaking of trades, man, the segues are horrendous today. I love it.
Yeah, they're awful.
They are horrendous segues as we get into the first of our 3 segments after the headlines of the show. We are playing a game called Grade the Trade. As long as the transaction deadline is not here, Rockwell and Ivan will be offering their expert analysis, and I will every now and then chime in on the transactions that we have seen throughout the league so far. You can add context of rosters, you can add context of player if you want, but at the end, I will ask you for a grade. Who wants to go first? Who's up to bat?
So I can start here with the Torterra to Mabostif trade.
Okay.
Okay, so in my opinion, I would say this is a fair trade. I think this is more of a, so let me just pull up Keon's roster for reference here. Okay. Okay, so I think this is a fair trade. The reason I think this is a fair trade, honestly, I would lean a little bit more towards a strong trade. What is Keon really losing here? A natural ground type, an electric immunity, a spore immunity. In terms of utility, not losing Wide Guard because still has Gallade. Losing Leech Seed, but I think that's okay in the context of Keon's team. And yeah, I think that's mainly it. I mean, Mabostif offers another Intimidator that is a very different type from Salamence, which is actually pretty important, right? Like, say you're facing my team, I have an Abomasnow, maybe you want your Intimidator to be Mabostif, or conversely, if you're facing,
Can't be a
whatever,
fairy.
fighting, a
Can't
lot of fighting,
There you
a lot
go.
of fighting types. Yeah, then you want those salamence or something like that. So I think it's a little bit of a, they're not perfectly overlapping. And plus, if a team doesn't have a defiant or competitive, you can just bring both. So I think Mabostiff is really, really cool. A dark type is something that you're gaining as well, which is really, really cool. So I would call this at least a B, if not an A trade, right? Like, valid reasons to keep the Torterra, but I think clearly an upgrade given the fact that some of the roles that Torterra would play are already covered from Keon's team. I'm just gonna give this an A. This is an A. This is solid.
I would agree.
Yeah, solid trade here.
And I think you haven't even taken into account the guard dog of it all. Now
You're right.
I'm biased because I'm a big Okie Dokie guy, but I think guard dog is a fantastic ability. And getting it in a lower power format when you could catch the occasional icy wind or catch the occasional snarl on a switch in, or you catch out and intimidate if someone isn't prepared, right?
It's only intimidate.
Oh, it is only intimidate. You're right. Sorry, it's not all stat drops. You're right. But no, being able to catch out and basically keep other intimidates at bay, that's huge. Right, that's half the reason you have a Defiant or competitive mod anyways, is to just dissuade any intimidates.
Plus you can switch into Roar.
True, yeah, because you can't be swapped out.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can't be forced out, which is nice.
Stakeout's something not to be slept on either. If you play against somebody whose team requires a lot of switching.
Singles players, am I right?
No, I mean,
don't get Rockwell started.
Oh, I'm a singles player.
Ivan, you have not heard this man's rant. I feel like this might end your friendship.
Save for another time.
I'm not that much of a singles player, but okay. Second trade, I guess second and third.
Well, it's one transaction. One
yeah,
for
it's,
two
it's
here.
one. Volcarona for Alolan Persian and Noivern. I do like the Alolan Persian a lot, especially on his squad, where I personally felt that there was a lot of just rock weakness, a lot of ground neutrality or weakness. I think Persian helps with that physical aspect with Fluffy. It being one of the fastest fake out users available is really nice. Immune to prankster taunts because it's a dark type. Gets Parting Shot, Thunder Wave, just a really, really strong support Pokemon. The Noivern kind of lost me a little bit. I feel like Noivern's overpriced for what it does. It's just a fast dragon flying type that can set Tailwind, I guess, and get off a Draco Meteor. So I don't see the vision too much. I guess it's a fire resist of some sort because you have a Moongus, which is why I think also dropping Volcarona is a good play. Because you already have a Rage Powder user, a much better one at that. So I think overall, I think the trade is I think it's a B tier. I think it's a very solid B tier. I really like the Alolan. I'm gonna put it at A. I think Alolan Persian is really, really nice for the team. It also gives them Fake Out, which is very, very valuable.
How many points is Noivern?
9. I was thinking it's like a 7
points for a nearly guaranteed Tailwind, Frisk, and a fast Draco. It's decent. It's decent. I mean, we saw Noivern put in work.
I would say I forgot about the Frisk.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an A tier for sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think if there were any doubts about Noivern's value, I think the set against you kind of showed it, right? Like Patrick being able to gain that advantage in the information game.
Just like I think it was a game like 1 or 2 that just like Noivern just learned every item.
Yeah,
it was game 1. Yeah, learned everything.
Game 1, 4 of 6 items known, and also Patrick learned Noivern outruns and Oko's backs, right?
I mean, it always outruns.
Well, yes, but I mean, given the training, right? Like you weren't
Yeah,
like
well,
scarred or
let's
something, right?
let's not talk about what it did in game 2 though. Let's not talk about that game. I personally think just like a quick glance down the row, I think that trade might be the best one here. Just on quick glance. I mean, we're gonna go through them, but as of right now, that's my top one.
Rockwell, what's this
An A
third
is an A.
transaction saying?
Okay, so this is Vivian for Volcarona.
Vivian
and
and
Salazzle.
Salazzle for
And
Volcarona.
Salazzle.
I honestly, I would. So I think this is a fair trade. It's a bit of somewhat of. It's not. It's kind of role consolidation a little bit, right? Like you lose the sleep powder, you lose the fake out. Does ZL have another fake out? I have to actually check this.
I think
We
ZL
can't
is
check
the.
anymore. We can't check anymore.
Well, ZL is now Toost, right?
I believe so. I don't
Oh,
think
they had shift tree. They had shift tree.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're
not
like
real, not
type,
real. Yeah.
it's type compression too, because you're compressing your bug and your fire type into one Pokemon.
Yeah. So I would say this is a pretty solid trade. Like I don't know if so I don't play a lot of Volcarona, so I'm a little bit biased here. Like, you know, I know the value of Volcarona on like the balanced team. You know, I mean, obviously in Reg I is just like a struggle bug, Quiver Dance user, and like in past lower power formats as like a Terra Grass, Giga Drain, Mon, especially in with Rillaboom, and you know, it's always a great Rage Powder user with like the Flame Body, Rocky Helmet stuff, like the chance to burn. Like it's Volcarona is a great Mon. I just I don't know if I'm the value that Salazzle and Vivian offered separately is, I think it's, you know, you have the speed on the Salazzle, like the utility on the Vivian. Like I think it can go either way, honestly, in terms of the value. And I just, you know, I don't know if I mean, yeah, it'd be better to see the context of the old team, because I kind of forgot ZL's fully old team.
I have it here if you want me to, or I have most of it.
Oh yeah, because I remember it was Blood Moon for Farigiraf, but I don't.
It was Blood Moon, Farigiraf, Basculegion, Male, Shift Tree, Thwackey, Volcarona at the time. I don't remember the last couple months, but I believe it was a 10-man roster.
Honestly, yeah. So Volcarona with the Thwackey, I guess. Okay, that I would give this maybe at least a B then. Maybe a B, maybe a C. Honestly, between B and C.
I'd agree. I'd put it like, I put it like low end of B.
Did Colby end up keeping Volcarona on the roster?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Volcarona.
And I like a lot more with what he's got.
Yeah. Volcarona. Yeah. I think the Volcarona ending up in Colby's hands is very dangerous. Volcarona is one of those Pokemon that you can kind of build around as like a centerpiece of your team in draft. For as much as I'm a big believer in, hey, get some flexibility in your roster and like have options and have more Mons, right, and find those diamonds in the rough. Sometimes a good Mon is just a good Mon, and you got to be willing to, you know, splash out, right? You need those star pieces.
Mm-hmm.
My roster. How expensive it is. Okay, well.
Now, this works out because, Ivan, what do you feel about this 2 for 2 from Rockwell here in week 1?
I think it's garbage. I think it's a D tier, F tier. No, I think, I do remember Rockwell directly telling us that he grabbed Clefairy just so other people couldn't get it. But I do think
that wasn't the whole reason, but that was a big part of it.
I know. But I mean, I do like Clefairy with the pieces you already have. Like Clefairy, Komodo, Clefairy, Ursaluna are incredible pairings with Friend Guard and Follow Me alone. Especially with Komodo being able to redirect fairy moves, forcing him to run a spread move, which with Friend Guard won't KO. Losing, what was it, Comfy and Frostmoth. I mean, I don't think Frostmoth was going to do a lot outside of be a wide guard user. I mean, you could do Blizzard spam with it, but that thing really wants a Quiver Dance to do it, and Bug Ice is not a very good typing without Terra. Comfy, I think Comfy and Clefairy somewhat fulfill the same roles. It weakens your Trick Room mode a bit, but you haven't shown it really, or shown the need for it. So like I get the drop, and I do think the Follow Me with Clefairy is better than the Floral Healing with your Fairy type, especially for Komodo. And I think Toxapex is a heavily underrated Pokemon, especially as your replacement Wide Guard user. I think its typing is better defensively, and its defenses are better. Just a really fat Mon. Regenerator Pokemon, even in doubles, are still good. Toxapex is no exception. I believe it still gets Scald. So that's something. Reliable recovery. Brainful Bunker is another thing. Having a unique Protect that can help stall out, especially if you're going screens. Overall, I think this is a very good switch. Weakens the Trick Room mode a little bit, but again, you haven't shown the need to use it yet or play into it too heavily, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'd say it's probably like an A or a B.
But not better than the Volcarona for Persian and Noivern is the consensus.
No
way. I think the
no.
Volcarona one is better.
I think the Volcarona swap is better. You get, it's crazy to say, but you get more util out of that swap than you do, because you're losing Trick Room, you're losing Tailwind with Frostmoth, and up there you're gaining Fake Out, you're gaining negation to Dark type moves, which on his team is very very valuable. I believe it's the second fastest Fake Out user. I think
I can believe
in Reg H, I think the faster one is Sneasler, or they speed tie. I don't remember exactly, but it's crazy fast.
Yeah, but it's fast. I think it's base 115.
183 is what it hits. It's faster than Palmot, I can tell you that much. So
yeah,
and Palmot's like the 7th fastest, so it's up there.
Yeah, I think Rockwell's. Oh, go ahead, Rockwell.
Oh, I think Salazzle's faster, I believe. I believe okay. Salazzle's Salazzle 117. Yeah, I think this is the fastest Fake Out.
So having the two fastest Fake Outs on your team.
Yeah.
That's something.
True. Oh wait, Sneasler's faster.
Well, 2 of the 3, sorry.
Yeah, two of the 3.
Yeah. No, I think that move from Rockwell is very much just okay, let me take the things from these 2 Mons that my team needs and that work for my team, and find Mons that do them better. Like, I do really like Clefairy on your team. I do very much wish I had Clefairy to put next to my Como, because that is disgusting.
Boom.
And now we get into the week 2 of it all. We've got only one move here in week 2, and I think what we'll do is we'll save the changes effective week 3. We'll save those for 2 weeks from now, once we've seen those mods on the roster a little bit.
Okay, because I got a lot to talk about for week 3.
Oh yeah, no. There's a lot of moving parts.
I think we should talk a little bit about week 3, because I got one thing to say.
Okay. All right. What we'll do is Rockwell half close us out with our week 2 transaction here. And then if you guys have any thoughts on the week 3 transactions, any quick thoughts, we can share them and revisit them 2 weeks from now, once those Mons have settled into their new homes.
I don't know if mine are gonna settle. those guys might be swapped off very quickly.
All right, Rockwell. Charizard and Flygon for Staraptor and Girafarig. Let's hear it.
Okay, so Staraptor is good. It gets Intimidate. It's much more versatile than Charizard, right? Charizard really only does one thing. which is like kind of like damage. I mean, it does a lot of damage. So you're losing that like Whimsicott, Charizard, 2-punch with like the Sunny Day and the like Heat Wave with the solar power. So that's kind of what you're losing. But Staraptor gets Final Gambit, and Staraptor gets both Intimidate and Reckless. Like, I think that mon is really, really good, especially in draft. It's pretty fast. It hits pretty hard. Like, stab, like, Brave Bird or Dual Wing Beat, depending on what you need. I think it gets, like, close combat as well. It's got, like, really good utility moves. It's, like it's got, like, Whirlwind and Tailwind, and it also gets U-turn. So, like, if you want to, like, do the Scarf thing, you can pair it with the Final Gambit. So, like, it is a good Pokemon. I think that is probably slightly an upgrade. The Girafarig, I mean, like, I guess it's potentially a pretty bulky Trick Room setter that you can't fake out.
You can't fake it out.
Not when it has Inner Focus.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the.
It doesn't have Armor Tail, but yes, I forgot it gets Inner Focus, right?
So you don't
I
have
think
to
that's what
rely.
turns into Armor Tail.
Yes.
Yes. So you don't have to rely on Whimsicott as your only Trick Room setter. I mean, like, not like the Trick Room mode is like super duper strong, but like it does give another option there. But overall, I think Girafarig is kind of like, it's a little bit of a shit mon. Also, Girafarig and Stantler, they're kind of basically like the same thing,
They're both Imprisoned Trick Room.
Yeah.
Bulky
Yeah.
Meteorite.
Yeah.
Stantler's a little better because it has Intimidate at least.
Yeah. So overall, for sure, net positive. Like, also, okay, I almost forgot about this. Losing the Flygon. I do think that is a little significant, just because Ground Stab is really hard to come by. Now, I believe Curry does have Gastrodon, so that does make up for it. And so now you're just so you can't choose between your Ground Stab. So it's not the biggest deal. I actually don't also know what Flygon, like what sort of utility that Flygon has.
It gets like Breaking Swipe.
Gets First Impression.
It gets First Impression, which is cool, but off of a really middling attack stat, if I remember correctly.
It gets Tailwind. Gets Sunny Day, Sandstorm.
Yeah, it's not good. Flygon, I think Flygon could go. Yeah,
Flygon could go, especially since Gastro was already on the roster.
Yeah. So
sure.
Overall, positive. I would probably give this, like a B. Just because the Raptor is so good, and it's good value too. The Raptor is also
9
good
points
value.
is really good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that at least a B. For there. And then to do my closeout thing, the one thing I want to say, the one transaction that I want to talk about for this week 3. I think you know where we're going here.
I do.
Ivan. Okay, so
y'all have thoughts. Y'all have thoughts.
Okay, so if you would direct your attention to the Armarouge for Barraskewda and Espeon trade. Like, this little fucker, I cannot, like, okay, I have Ursaluna and 2 Follow Me users, and this fucker picks up Barraskewda with Propeller Tail that I cannot protect the Ursaluna. Fuck you, Ronald. I fucking hate you. I hope you die. In game, though.
I'm glad none of this is directed towards me. I had to say.
I hope you black out and go to the Pokemon Center in game.
Yeah. Also, yes, you fucking traitor. How dare you suggest the trade to Ronald?
My bad. I mean, it was less of a suggestion and more like, what are you doing? You don't have this on your roster right now.
I couldn't believe it when I just like laughed when I saw this. Like, Barraskewda, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Jesus Christ. Well,
Yeah, I think Espeon is really good value too, but
Espeon is amazing.
It's
Yeah,
so
I
good.
actually considered picking up solo Espeon like as a damage dealer as well, but I couldn't fit it on. But yeah, I think Espeon's amazing, great ability, really strong, really fast.
Like Magic Bounce is so good.
It's so good. Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. We won't grade it for now, but you know, probably
Yeah,
give
we'll
it.
see how it plays out. We'll see
I
how
will
it plays
say,
so-
I will say,
yeah.
we will be grading it after that matchup goes down. So
Yeah.
out. Yes,
So,
and
we'll
after
see.
my matchup with him goes down. So
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, it's a flop. I hope it's a flop.
Rockwell is preying on this transaction being an F. Is what Rockwell is
Yeah.
preying on.
Yeah. Please be
Ivan,
a
did you have any other thoughts in Miraidon before we shift over?
Yeah, so I was supposed to have Furret. Furret got taken by Colby, and my my transaction got deleted because he was like, "Oops, sorry about that," and just deleted the message. So I had to settle for Pachirisu, which is why I made that statement earlier that it might be dropped because it's very expensive for what I want, but it's really good next week. So I counter teamed Ronald a little bit with my draft picks. I grabbed a Swift Swimmer and I grabbed a Volt Absorb. Follow me.
Listen, we get 5 transactions, 1 transaction per week, and the transaction deadline is at the end of week 5. So use them or lose them.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I just want to use this opportunity as a little PSA for all you little weasels out there that are trying to do these like temporary transactions for 1 week, right? Like, oh, like these temporary. I hope someone snatches your shit, right? Like, oh, like you know, like I'm calling people out. I'm calling you out, Patrick. Look, oh, I'm just doing this trade for like temporarily. Like, bro,
Oh yeah,
you
the
think no one
Golurk.
don't respect that shit? Like, fucking someone snatch that shit up. Like
I might grab
temporarily.
Golurk. I might grab
Like,
Golurk.
yeah.
That
I mean,
might
I'm not
happen.
gonna grab Golurk, but like, god damn, you know, it's
I
like,
might.
Patrick
much
might
is-
be a
how
little
much is
too
it?
confident that he is the king Golurk lover here.
no loyalty at all. Just
I
like,
Oh, it's 6 points. That's a Sawsbook drop and a Pachirisu drop into a.
Listen, no
I'll take a
guard?
Golurk. A no guard, and it's a ground and ghost type. That is solid coverage for my team.
pretty solid. I think you should pick it
Hey,
up.
hey, Patrick. Hey,
I'm
Patrick.
looking
Hey,
at it.
Patrick. You
I'm
might
at it.
want to move now, buddy.
Put that in now.
What's up, you know?
Yeah.
Electros. Yeah. Wow. I wonder what that levitate avoids. You know?
Yeah, that Giga Drain doing 5% to Ursaluna.
Yeah.
It's still dying to facade.
Yeah. Guess I'm not clicking Earthquake into Patrick with the Bronzong and the Electros and the Noivern and the. Oh.
I mean,
Counter team,
facade
counter
fire
team, counter
punch is the
team.
thing.
All right, Ivan. You
Okay,
you're thinking
I
about
need
dropping
to-
Pachirisu. Elena dropped Ditto for Earthworm.
Okay,
Earthworm.
let me take a look at her team real quick because I need more context on Koraidon. Okay. I mean, obviously it's doing wonders because she's 2-0. Okay, so. Oh, she dropped it again. Never mind. I can't even check the full team.
Yeah, no,
I think
Earthworm promptly left.
that's. I mean, I get it. Earthworm has obviously a better defensive backbone and a more consistent defensive backbone over Ditto. Ditto is heavily matchup dependent, which is why, depending on the format, the thing is either 5 points or 10 to 20 points. I do. I do like it for the squad that I'm looking at right now. I don't know what changes happen afterwards, but I'm assuming the Sneasler, Volcarona, and DD Male Mamoswine. I do think that is a nice ground immunity, especially for the Hisuian Arcanine as well. I do really like that, kind of stopping the spam of Earthquake and punishing it. I'd probably rate that as an A. I think that's a very worthwhile trade, where you're trading Ditto's near infinite utility depending on what they bring for a more grounded Utilmon that gives you some more switch-ins to ground type moves.
Hard disagree.
Really?
This is a C for me.
Really?
Yes, I think I don't respect defensive backbones or any of that shit. This is a bitch move. Ditto's a scary mon to use, and nobody wants to use Ditto. because of the inconsistency. I think that Ditto is very underrated, even as just like scouting of 4 moves instantly. I think the mod, like, of course you wanted a higher power format, but if I could fit Ditto onto my team, like if I had a team that was perfect and like had like 8 points left on, Ditto would be coming for
Wait,
sure, because
How much is Ditto?
I think it's 5 points, I want to say.
Bye Saw's book.
Yeah.
I got 4 points. I got 4
Yeah,
points. Saw's
yeah,
book.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's disgusting. Like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it discourages set. Like, like you want to copy an Archaludon, you want to copy, Kamo, like you want to copy like, these like setup mons that are just like, super fat and like people worked super hard to build up in draft. Like it invalidates a lot of strategies just having a Ditto,
I
even
think
like a
it does
Don
to
Dojo.
a degree. There's definitely, and I mean, you touched on this, right? The higher power the format, the better Ditto gets, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think in something like draft, I think the value in scouting is huge. I think if you're gonna have Ditto in draft, my thought is you better be confident that you can win with the other 5 that you have, right? If you're gonna bring it any given week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if there's a matchup where you're like, man, like I need like these specific modes to be able to set up this specific thing, it's hard to fit Ditto into that picture.
Yeah.
That's my thought on
But
Ditto
also,
in draft, at least.
Yeah. Also, I don't love Orthworm, to be honest. Like, I think it's too one-dimensional. It's, iron defense, body press, most of the time, and
All
that's
right.
really it.
We'll shuffle the order around down here to get your thoughts on Orthworm later, because I think Ivan was slated to talk about Orthworm again, but I do want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, did get dropped?
But Rockwell, you get to talk to us about Dusk Noir and Delphox. How do you feel about that transaction?
So, I don't know how I feel about this, because on the one hand, so Nagai Freak has the hard Trick Room team, right?
Yep.
And they already have like Armarouge as an expanding force user, and we have Hatterene as an expanding force user. So I get like, it makes sense to actually drop the Delphox. And they also have Alolan Raichu, and I'm not sure if that gets expanding force.
Yeah.
Does it?
I believe it does. Yeah, I can check real quick.
Because if it does, then there's really not a, because the utility of the utility of Delphox is to have the very fast expanding force, and if Alolan Raichu also has that, then like I guess Delphox is not like super needed. So the Dusknoir makes sense. The only thing is that I don't like Dusknoir that much, but I do think that I think that maybe something else could have gone into this slot except for Dusknoir, but it's not bad at all. It's not bad. It does offer a slightly different dimension, something else to think about in the team, right? Like Delphox has completely overlapping roles with Mons, and even a completely overlapping type with Armarouge already. Dusknoir does give it gives the ghost type. It gives
Frisk.
Frisk is pretty big. So sad to see the Delphox go, but given the context of Nagai Freak's team, I completely understand it. I would say this is either high B or low A.
B plus A minus territory.
Yes.
I would agree with that, because I believe when we initially went through all the teams like a week ago, we were like, yeah, there's 2 overlapping roles with Delphox and Armarouge, and Armarouge is just the better version of it with Raichu on the squad. So I personally like this.
You agree with Ivan here. What about CJ's move? Hisuian Lilligant for Unnovan Braviary and Galvantula.
I personally don't really like it. I don't like the Braviary very much. I get it for Tailwind, but I'm looking at the squad, and there's it's like half the team wants that, half the team doesn't want it at all. It's very much a tail room team, and Braviary, I guess it works under both, but it's not the strongest Pokemon. I think it gets Sheer Force, right?
Does Unova Braviary get it as well?
Yeah, I mean, it gets Sheer Force, it gets Defiant, which I do think are both very solid utility abilities. But I think the Hisuian Lilligant with the Mouse Ape on the side, giving you coaching, giving you sleep powder, giving you after use. I think the overall support it's giving compared to Braviary is a little bit better, but Braviary's is a little more consistent with Tailwind. Galvantula, I mean, it's good electric coverage. It's good. It's a fast bug type. Problem is it's gonna be like your Sashmon every single week, because it's just weak to everything. Compound Eyes is cool. The util it gives applies to like singles more heavily than here. Because it gets like Sticky Web. I guess Thunder Wave is a pretty cool thing. It is one of the few Pokemon that gets Gastro Acid, which I think could be used in some matchups.
Yeah,
like
that is funny.
Say Ursaluna, if for some reason they let that happen. Can't affect our Chaladon, which is unfortunate. But maybe some Friend Guard Pokemon, stuff like that. But I think the overall util that Hisuian Lilligant had compared to those two Pokemon, especially on this squad being a Sun team with some Trick Room aspects, I do think the trade is a little bit lopsided. So I mean, it gives them 2 more Mons, puts them at an 11 Mon roster, which the 11 Mons are all fairly threatening. So I don't hate it, but I don't think those 2 Mons are probably I don't know if those were the best 2 they could have gotten, but if they wanted a better Tailwind user, there's probably one they could have grabbed. I'm gonna put it like B or C. Leaning more towards a C.
Very interesting that you called out Lilligant as a partner for the Mouse Ape mode, because this is CJ and Draft. They took Mouse Ape. They were always gonna take Mouse Ape.
Yeah, well, just with the Ninetales and
yeah, I do agree. I think the Hisuian Lilligant did provide a lot of really cool stuff for their team. Rockwell had thoughts.
Okay, so there's some parts I agree with and some parts I disagree with. So I actually don't mind this trade at all, because I actually do not love Hisuian Lilligant personally for CJ's team, because one of the main utilities that Hisuian Lilligant has in a like with Torkoal, for example, is it creates this instant speed sandwich. Torkoal is the slowest thing, Hisuian Lilligant's the fast thing. With the Ninetales, it's as scary because, first of all, the threat of after you eruption on Torkoal is very different than the threat of after you heat wave on Ninetales. So that's number one. That's honestly the number one thing. The number two thing is, because I understand what you're saying in terms of the utility for the Annihilate for the coaching. However, because Annihilate is such a big threat on CJ's team, if you prep for the Annihilate, then you're already prepping for the Lilligant, right? Because they share the type. So if your support Mon that is also sharing the type with your main Mon, it's also gonna gate how you can build the support Mon so it doesn't die instantly from let's say a opposing expanding force, opposing dazzling gleam, air slash, or tons of spread moves that just hit them both and are super effective for both. So I just didn't love the Lilligant. It was okay, but I just didn't love it. Galvantula and Braviary, while maybe there might not be the best, I do think on this team Galvantula is pretty cool, because it's the fast thing, as you say. And yeah, Braviary is interesting. The Defiant mode is interesting. No one's gonna be bringing Intimidates to the
Annihilate
and already anyway, so it loses a little bit of value, but Braviary does get some utility. I would say maybe not as low as C because I wasn't as high on Lilligant in the first place, but yeah, maybe like a B minus. B minus.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, I just looked. Camera. They do have camera up, so that you do have that after you as well. But I I get you
You have
have
to
to
like
position
time it.
3
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah,
Yeah. Or you
and
can just
then
like have the Lilligant be like really fast to begin with.
like
Like, you know, you
scarf
could
something.
scarf it or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you're
Lilligant's
losing
not
to some
slow at all.
power.
I think um, I do love the idea, at least on paper, of Lilligant as an offensive chlorophyll threat as well, right? Like, leading Lilligant Ninetales, yeah, you don't have the after you eruption type of offensive pressure, but you have Solar Blade into Heat Wave.
And
On
close combat.
it's
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
combat
Or
into Heat
Weather
Wave.
Ball, Overheat.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
you
Like
do have
there are
Scorching
so
Sands.
many strong moves that the Lilligant and the Ninetales can throw out, and they're a fast duo. There are a lot of
That's
rosters
true. That's true.
that would struggle
Yeah.
into that, right?
That's true.
So,
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
uh, I mean, that being said, I trust CJ's vision. They know what they're cooking.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at the end of the day, like dropping an expensive Mon for more roster flexibility, in my eyes, I can never really see that as like, okay, that was a really bad move, unless like you have just dismantled the core of your roster, which CJ did not do.
Yeah, I mean, also looking at it, they are one of what is it, 3 hard weather teams?
There's a lot of weather going
Oh
around in
wait,
Koraidon, yeah.
where's Torkoal? Yeah, 4. So they're like just a very obvious like weather setter Pokemon that has the ability for it. Because looks like nobody drafted Snow. Oh, there's Snow. Never mind. Okay,
There's
yeah.
a lot of weather going around in both
Oh.
divisions.
What? Whoa. Okay. I would
Weather
like
is
to
the
talk
name
about
of the
that
game
later.
in Lost Woods this season. It's a storm.
I just noticed a team and I kind of want to talk about it. But I'll save it for that segment.
Yeah. All right. Who's up?
I believe
Ivan.
Rockwell.
No.
Oh, I'm up?
Ivan, you're up again. We're giving you the back to back. Volbeat for
ooh.
Jolteon
This is
on
an
Hawk's
interesting-
roster to close out week 1.
Wow. He has a lot of points to play with is the first thing I notice off of that trade. Dropping Volbeats for what? 16, 17? 14. 14
Yeah.
for a 7 cost. You're getting half your points back. He's got 9 points to play with right now, which is
Does he have open roster space?
Yeah, he's got a 12th slot. So
No, we have max 11.
Oh, okay, so no, he doesn't have an open slot, but he does have a lot of stuff he can drop.
Yeah, there's room for upgrades if something opens up.
I mean, obviously, just on like if you just look at these 2 picks, like this drop by itself, this is a downgrade. You're losing so much utility with Volbeat, although I do think that Volbeat is worse than Illumise by a fair amount because you're losing a lot of, in quotation marks, offensive presence with that Pokemon. Because, you know, Illumise gets Dazzling Gleam, this thing gets Play Rough. Like, physical attackers are always going to be worse than special because Intimidate's a thing. I don't hate Jolteon. By far one of the fastest things in the format. Gives you a Volt Absorb user, which he doesn't care about. Quick Feet is a cool thing to let you outspeed Scarfers if you want to do that. Cool text with like Copycat and the such like that. Fast Thunder Waves. But I think what you're losing in util, you're gaining in points to potentially get a different Utilmon. I personally, I mean, you still have Tailwind with like Hydreigon. You still have Weather with Slowking. It's heavily dispersing the amount of compact util you had, and you're losing a prankster Pokemon. Is the big thing. Is you now no longer have any prankster users. So if somebody else has Tailwind, they're getting it up before you guarantee. There's nothing you can do about that. So I'd probably rate this a B tier as well. I believe he has a vision with it, but the amount of util you're losing with that single change is pretty heavy.
Yeah, and I think not seeing the immediate follow-up on week 2. Granted, in Koraidon, there are like no Pokemon in the top 3
I
or
saw
4 3 or 4 point brackets that are available, right? I think it would have been really cool to see. I mean, granted, it's hard because if you're not there at the right time, it's not really available. But it would have been really cool to see Hawk kind of earmark or go after. Hey, like Amoongus is about to free up. That costs everyone else 19 points. That costs me 12, right? Like that could have been really cool to see, or not even. No, you said 9 free points, right? Of roster
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
Yeah, to have Amoongus as a 10-point addition is kind of crazy, right? Like to
yeah.
only have
I
to
mean,
drop 10 points to get Amoongus or something like that, right? Um,
I see it electric. Electric typing is pretty good, but I mean, I almost would would say that I would have rather seen like Comfy or like Palmot switch on instead of
yeah, yeah.
Jolteon.
Well, Hawk has the flexibility to do that now, right? Like Hawk has the
True.
flexibility, and also I think it is very rare in draft to be in a position to trade for a big piece, right? Because usually everyone's right up against that cap space, and especially in Lost Woods where it is like you can only trade 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 2 for 2, right? It is very difficult to make a big swing. Hawk could make a big swing if he wants to, which is crazy. Like, if Hawk came to me with a crazy offer for Palafin, I would be crazy not to consider it if it was the right support pieces, right? So,
Yeah.
being in a position to do that is really cool. As we get into week 2, Rockwell, you finally get to talk about Earthworm, and what a transaction it is to talk about.
This is a crazy transaction.
So,
For context on this transaction is born out of the Skinny Wow Kitties takeover and Amoongus being dropped in the team shuffle. And the first transaction we get out of the gate when Amoongus hits free agency is this. Rockwell, you have thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, so Orthworm for Altaria. Let's just let's just break these down as if they're two separate things. Orthworm for Altaria. This is a no-brainer for me. Straight up. Like, I don't even. There's nothing to talk about here. Like, Altaria has so much more utility than the Orthworm. I love it. There's, as you said, so much weather in the league. Being able to deal with that, I really love. You can train this thing defensively to take, outside of an ice move, can basically take any attack. So love it. Grimmsnarl from Amoongus, I'm actually a little bit more conflicted in. Obviously, I'm biased for Grimmsnarl. I think Grimmsnarl is so good. You lose a lot of offensive pressure, in my opinion, from dropping Grimmsnarl. And Amoongus and Volcarona, which I believe Elena still has in her team.
Yes.
They're kind of like, they're both. You don't have to use. You can use Volcarona as just like an attacker or a setup sweeper. So it's unfair to say that like the Rage Powder Roll is a little redundant, but the Rage Powder Roll is a little redundant. And like when you have Amoongus in the team, and Volcarona, you put in a safety goggles, you lose a lot of utility from both Mons, and like there's truly not too many Mons that Amoongus can sit next to and be like, yeah, deal with it, right? Like if Amoongus is sitting next to something like an Archaludon, or like a Kamo, or like, a bit, big, boss raid kind of Mon, then it's a little stronger. But I feel like that's lacking quite a little bit here. So yeah, I think the Grimmsnarl for Amoongus one for me is a little bit more controversial. Overall, I would probably grade this as well like a B. It could be a stylistic thing. Like I know a lot of people don't like Grimmsnarl as much as I do, so it could be a stylistic thing, which is completely valid. But in terms of like what I see the potential of the Pokemon doing, I would say B. Also, you can never sleep on Amoongus. That mon is the GOAT. If a team has only one grass type and like they don't have like a golden go or an overcoat ability, right? It's like grass type safety goggles. Is that enough to stop Amoonguss? Historically in BGC, no, it isn't.
No.
So, right. So like,
Amoonguss KO'd Gambit last week. Anything's possible.
True.
yes, yeah. So like, the only reason I'm giving this a B is for my utmost respect for Amoonguss as a Pokemon. Even if I like disagree with it personally, you can't. That's just my bias. Like I gotta, if it wasn't for my bias, I'd give it a C, to be honest. But Amoonguss requires that much respect.
I mean, the second half of that trade, I think the Orthworm for Altaria might be like the best trade for Koraidon so far, in my opinion. The Orthworm for the Altaria, the amount of util you're getting, and Altaria is 2 points.
Yeah.
And that thing, it gets so many status moves. It's like you said, you can build it to live anything but an ice type move, but a Yachi Berry can fix that.
Yep.
And a lot of these heavy weather teams, you just negate by being there. So, and not a lot of the weather setters can take you out outside of snow. Like, you got a Obama Snow and you got Alola Ninetales. That's it. The other ones you just sit in front of.
Yep.
Okay, Breadman.
Yeah. Rockwell.
I mean,
pointed out, not many people love Grimmsnarl. Breadman loves it. Dropping
this
2
is
for
a
1.
steal. This is a steal.
This is an S for me.
Yeah, this is like an S for sure.
This is an S.
We are not letter
This
grading anymore. We are tiering, and this thing's straight to the top.
This is so disgusting. Like A++, extra credit, 120%. This is disgusting. Like, yeah. Please,
how could you let this happen?
Yeah.
How could you let this happen? I mean,
Someone just-
like Cloyster. Who cares about Cloyster? Let's start off with that. Like, who really cares about Cloyster? That feels like it was a roster padding of some kind. Let me check Breadman's squad to see.
Yeah, how is this even
Fucking out of my
possible?
ass.
I need to check the
Yeah, like,
timestamps
what?
here
Yeah,
just to
Oyster
see
is
how
4
this
points
happened.
and Reuniclus.
Okay.
Reuniclus is 11? Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god, it was roster padding. It like those two were like, I need to spend my points, grab them, because they went from 10 mons to 9.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, and it was on the Ursa Luna Dondozo team with Hisuian
Yes,
Gudra.
with
Like, okay,
Gudra.
this is
And
the best.
Screens
the
for
best.
that team is ridiculous.
Oh my, and you have Vivian too with Friend Guard. You have
Yeah,
Chestnut with
okay.
Idef
Insane.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just
like,
absolutely disgusting. Yeah.
Holy smokes,
Just
that was like the
S tier.
bow. That was the
Yes.
bow to tie this team together.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
this team is one of the best in Koraidon now. With that now. Granted, it's only 9 mons, but these 9 mons can make it work. This is incredible. I don't know how
Disgusting.
you guys let them get this squad.
And
This squad is filthy.
and here's the thing, I was like, maybe these transactions were like so back to back, maybe Breadman was on it. No, a full 26 or 28 hours. No,
Wait, you guys sleeping? People
sorry,
sleeping
my
at the
bad,
wheel?
My bad. Almost 30 hours between those transactions. I think no one realized that Grimmsnarl had hit the waiver wire, and a full day later on, this is Central European time, Breadman said, "Let me eat."
He still has a point. He still has 1 point to work with too,
I know.
which is insane.
I
Because
know.
there's some decent 1-pointers, and decent in the grand scheme of 1-pointers, but there's some all right ones. I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but Sawsbuck's not that bad. But like, there's some good Eviolite mons in there too that would not mind a screen. So yeah, I think that might be. I don't want to call it too early, but that might be the best roster shift or roster pickup of the entire season. That is insane. I don't know. I'm gonna be thinking about that for weeks on how that was allowed to happen.
Yeah, no, I didn't clock it until now, but y'all are so right. How did I let Grimmsnarl sit? Cause I mean, I know how I let Grimmsnarl sit because I didn't want to fall back on bad habits.
Palafin.
Well, I think for my roster, dropping Palafin for Grimmsnarl would not have been bad on my roster. I don't think, but
yeah. Speaking of your roster,
Well, is that the last transaction?
It
that
is the last
That is the last
transaction.
transaction. What do y'all think?
Speaking of your roster, I mean, we all talked about it. So, and I think the Morgrim find was. I mean, we're gassing up Grimmsnarl. Morgrim's just slightly worse Grimmsnarl on the offensive
I said,
side.
give me Grim at home, please.
Slightly. Come on. Yeah.
My bad. But like,
Yeah.
you make up for it with a better defensive profile with the Eviolite. Slower is unfortunate too. But it gets, I believe, all of the same utility moves, not the same offensive moves, but you still get screens, you still get parting shot, still get T-wave.
What does it miss from Grimmsnarl?
Spirit break,
Which
it
is a
doesn't get
big
that.
miss.
Yeah, but that's why I said offensively it misses things, but on the support side, it still gets all of what you want. Luxray, pretty nice. Nice intimidate mon if you want to go like buck wild. Guts is an option as well. I think again that's a very nice steal. I think from what you're trading for what you got, I think this is a solid A. Morgrim alone would make this A, but Luxray I don't think brings it down at all. And I think having an Intimidator, especially an electric type Intimidator, is pretty nice because there's very few ground types that are special. Most of the ones you're going to run into are on the physical spectrum. So, and I mean, it gets pivoting moves.
Yeah.
It gets
who gets
gets
special
decent coverage.
ground stab? It's Gastrodon,
Flygon,
Ursaluna.
Gastrodon. I mean,
Ursaluna,
yeah,
Blood Moon. I'm not gonna count Flygon as special. I guess it is a mixed attacker.
It's mixed.
But
It's mixed.
I
so
always
it
think
can
of it
do
as a
both.
physical attacker because I feel like that's where you get the most
Glimora,
value.
if you want to stretch it, but you have
But
Glimora, so you don't have to worry about
One,
that.
I have Glamora. Two, that's not stab.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like mons that like usually run ground special attack.
Well,
to
I
handle
think in the context of draft, it's basically like everyone who gets access to Earth Power is gonna at least think about running it,
true.
right? Because like then you're expanding it to like, okay, hey, Skeleturge is now a ground type ground type offense. Right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think it's Camerupt is
Camerupt exists, yeah.
another one, but I'm looking through your draft league because that's also gonna be more specific. Yeah, it's kind of just those guys.
Yeah.
There's not very many. And you can bulk out. You can run like AV with that, and you're negating that pretty heavily because it's got decent stat. It's got decent enough stats to take ground type move.
yeah. I'm also I think my team isn't too scared of a ground move considering one, some of the threats on the team, and then two, I don't know if there is a spread ground special move.
Not anymore.
Smeargle, Sandsear Storm.
Oh
You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Smeargle, but I already played Smeargle, so
True. See, you're out of that.
and the
You're
Smeargle
done.
did not bring Sandsear Storm, so
And it
we're
would
good.
be using Diamond Storm anyway.
Exactly.
You're right,
Exactly.
exactly.
Get the defense boost.
Yeah.
Wow, we got through Grade the Trade, guys. Now we get into maybe the most copyright safe section of the broadcast. Shout out to the Lost Cause. We have our Chef of the Fortnite Awards to give out. So, every 2 weeks, because that's how often we're doing this, we'll pick out something for the previous 2 weeks, an OTS to talk about. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
All right, Ivan. Tell us, who have you selected as your Chef of the Fortnite?
I chose CJ. I mean, I was going through the builds. I was looking at them, saw a lot of standard stuff, and then I saw Power Lens Slowking, and I'm like, huh, that's a little interesting. And I didn't know what it did in competitive format because I know it's for EV training, but it actually halves your speed stat. Which into the matchup he was going into with which was the Don Dozo team with the Trick Room mode, I think that is very, very smart because Slowking can never be slower than Dusclops. So I thought that was really cool. The Focus Energy Scope Lens Annihilate was another thing that caught my eye. Being able to crit through the Don Dozo, a very weird workaround, but I do think it was interesting. I believe that set he lost. It was a 2-1 loss.
Did
but
they lose that set?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep, in 3.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a horrible loss either. If we're gonna go off the like, +3 -3. No protect mouse hold. The suit. I mean, you kind of have to run those moves if you're running into Trick Room Dondozo, like taunt, beat up, Super Fang, follow me stuff. The Alolan Persian with Screech and Parting Shot was pretty cool. Sunny Day to also negate the Dondozo, although I believe Rotom Heat came along, so that was, I guess, a little bit unfortunate with that. Oh, sorry about that. Mimikyu, Will-O-Wisp, Curse, Shadow Sneak. Again, I think that's pretty cool into Dondozo. It seems like they prepped pretty hard for Dondozo as a whole. I don't think that set was recorded, so I can't see if that's how it went or not. But I think the overall text, even entrainment to negate unaware stuff, is a very nice tech into that team. So I think I really liked this on initial look. I like it even more now. Little center focused on Dondozo, but I think the techs to beat Dondozo are very cool.
Yeah, I think the power items as actual held items, super underexplored, and a crazy pull from CJ to pull that out week 1.
Yes.
Starting off the season really strong there. Now,
Also, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know their pronouns were they, so that's my bad.
You're good. We learn. We
Thank you,
adapt.
Rockwell. Thank you, Rockwell.
All right, for my chef of the week, I'm also digging back to week 1 here in the Koraidon division. We've got the one and only Hawk the Wanderer in, I think, Ivan, you pointed this out the other day, their first Lost Woods win?
Mm-hmm.
Their first Lost Woods win. I think their second season playing. And I love this Cryogonal. It put in work for them in the set, but just on paper as well. Such a fun concept. Do you want Ninetales? Do you want Ninetales at home? Do you want Ninetales at home that's not frail? This is what this Cryogonal does. I think Grassy Seed Cryogonal for what is already like a very bulky mon is such a great find. And hey, do you want more physical defense? We have Chilly Reception Slowking here too, right? I think the Volbeat tech with Tail Glow Baton Pass is so fun. Mandibuzz, I think, is always somehow underrated. Mandibuzz is the most overrated, underrated Pokemon of all time, if that makes sense. Everyone knows Mandibuzz puts in work, and yet everyone manages to overlook Mandibuzz every time. So basically having Mandibuzz to say, listen, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be fat behind the veil, and I'm gonna disrupt what you want to do, and I'm gonna just click stab foul plays. Fantastic stuff. The Hydreigon, goggles into, I forget what the matchup was. It was the Skitty Wow Kitties, right? So saying, hey, I don't care about your Smeargle, I don't care about your Amoonguss, Hydreigon's gonna sit here and do things. Rillaboom to round the team out. You don't need to do anything too fancy with it, right? I think being able to find the pieces to let Rillaboom and Hydreigon shine here is really cool, and having bulky Veil Cryogonal that can then just go ahead and spam ice moves if the Chilly Reception goes off, especially. Really cool stuff from Hawk here. Really cool way to get a win to start the season.
I love the Tail Glow Volbeat. That's really, really cool.
Tail Glow Baton Pass, because you could Tail Glow Baton Pass into the Cryogonal on the turn that you Chilly Reception, and like it's all like they're like the lines on paper, if you're allowed to get them off, insane. Absolute shame that this match I don't think was recorded, because I would have loved to see how Hawk put this Cryogonal in position.
You gotta get him recording.
We gotta get a lot of
We
people
need to see
recording in
these.
Lost Woods. Maybe y'all were right about Koraidon Slack, and maybe this is maybe Koraidon Division. It might be time to call in here and say, listen, they're clowning us, but they might be right.
If even I could put something out, I don't have a capture card. we gotta figure something out.
You're so right, Ivan. You're so right. All right, Rockwell, bring us home.
Okay.
Professor Rockwell, who is your chef of the week?
Okay.
Or chef of the fortnight. Apologies.
So my chef of the fortnight. First of all, I just want to make a comment. I think it's interesting. Did all of our chefs lose, by the way. I think every chef we picked lost that time. Yeah, which is funny.
Hawk won.
Because
Hawk won.
Hawk won.
Hawk won against
Hawk won against at the time Cat.
Oh,
that's what the set was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was the week one.
Right,
this was the week one.
Okay. Okay, because mine person lost. So my tech of the week was
whoa, copyright. Chef of the fortnight.
Chef of the fortnight was Ronald. That was the chef. My chef of the fortnight was Ronald, with the worry seed on Electrode for the Weezing in the rain matchup. And so I watched this match, and what I like about this tech was that it was very functional and relevant in that particular game. You can see a turn where Ronald clicks Worry Seed onto Weezing, letting a Pelipper's Drizzle activate so they can bring in the Archaludon the next turn with the Rain up. So I thought that was a really smart way to sort of get around the Weezing shutting down the Rain.
Do we have a clip of that turn? Is that what you have linked?
We do have a clip of the turn posted if you just want to play it out.
Yeah, turning off the neutralizing gas is just so cool.
Yeah. This is a very interesting set too because this was Conberry on the Pelipper, which was honestly
huge.
Would have been my second because it was procced every single game. So it was that relevant. I love when the techs are really relevant to the actual match themselves because there are some techs that I think I would have picked if I saw them in action. But if I don't see them in action during the set, then it's we can only speculate so much. So, for future people, try to get a video of your matches, and that will increase the chance that I pick you as the chef.
It most certainly will. Chef of the Fortnight, it will be. I think this is something that we're gonna keep and stay. It's always great to show people their flowers. But we have one more segment that we kind of want to do to close out the show every week. As much as people love a power ranking and people love a tier list, those only go so far. But you know what people also love? Stocks, and specifically, which teams are hot, which teams are not. Who are we bandwagoning? Who are we jumping ship on? So we've got a fun segment to round out every show. We've got our Ting-LUS and our URSAS, our bulls and our bears, right? Bull market, bear market. Yeah, that's the thing. Who should you be buying on? Who should you be selling on? What jerseys are you getting now? What jerseys are maybe not quite in the fire pit, but right. So, we're gonna go reverse order this time. Rockwell, kick us off. Who are you high on? Who are you buying? Who are you selling? Who are you, feeling is getting a little bit of a shaky start to the season? Talk us through it.
Okay, so for my, so Ting-LUS, right? Those are the bulls. Up, URSAS, down. Okay, so for my Ting-LU of the week, or of the fortnight, I have to go with Stout. I have been very impressed by their build. I think their roster is super strong. And more importantly, I do not think that Stout was rated high enough based on the team that was drafted at the beginning of the league. So a lot of people, they release their general power rankings. There's a general consensus of what teams that people feel are stronger than others. And Stout is relatively new to the league, they're probably a less well-known player. But clearly they're a very strong player and a very strong builder, and so I think that y'all should invest in the Stout stocks, because I think this player, this coach, I think they're the real deal. So that's my Tinglu. Uh, for my Ursas, okay, so it's always sad to uh, 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 call out those who we think stock should lower. However, I will say for this particular coach, when your stock starts so high, you only got downwards to go. And for my Ursa, I am calling out my boy Kian. Kian, the Golden Boy. Multiple people agree that they had one of the strongest drafts in the entire league. And not a bad start, 1-0, but not the strongest start that they could possibly have. So I would say Keon's start, if it started at $100 per share, right now it's maybe at like a $90 per share, and so that's my Ursaluna for the Fortnite. I'm sure Keon will completely blows out of the water and soar up to the top of the standings and make me look silly, but that's what I'm calling out for this Fortnite.
See, that's interesting, the framing, because it is very similar to my Ursa of the Fortnite. The player on Ursa Watch for me falls into a very similar boat of, hey, we expected a lot, and we will not be surprised when they turn it around. My Ursaluna of the Fortnite is our good friend Liam and the Northern Noiverns. I think this was a team that, it wasn't a roster that inspired a ton of necessarily applause coming out of the draft, but it's a roster where I could see the vision, and I knew that this was a set of Pokemon that could be very dangerous in the wrong hands, especially in this case being Liam's hands. And to be fair, they did run up against two absolute buzzsaws the first couple weeks. But, and I mean, we've seen them turn around a rocky start to the season before. But if you were betting on this team winning it all, now might not be the worst time to hedge that bet slightly or double down, because actually now what am I saying? Yeah, the odds are looking better, or the odds are looking worse. Double down, get a bigger return here. Now, odds that are soaring that I think people really need to take an eye on is AJ and the Toronto Toads. If you notice, both these rosters have Dragapult. Season 1 of Lost Woods, I also had Dragapult. Dragapult is a Pokemon that I think inspires a lot of fear, has a lot of flexibility, but takes a lot of the right context to really be impactful and really make a difference for you on your draft team. And funnily enough, right now the KO leaders on the Toronto Toads, Farigiraf and Gastrodon. AJ has taken a roster that it does feel a lot more hodgepodgey. It definitely feels like, okay, hey, there's a lot of good Pokemon here. There's a lot of cool ideas, right? Dragapult, Salamence, Flamigo, Infernape, Sylveon, Bisharp, Abomasnow, Farigiraf. Like, it's a lot of cool Pokemon, a lot of cool flexibility, but not quite seeing the vision. And AJ has managed to build and play phenomenally through these first 2 weeks. And me being in the same division as him, I am terrified. I don't think I have him on the schedule, which means I've got to play him in the playoffs, hopefully. So these stocks are looking great. Definitely get your Toronto Toads merch, is what I would say.
Okay, for my Ting-Lu, fairly new, just joining us, picked up a roster. It's gonna be Toost, Colby. Starting off the season 0-2, picking up a team that's 0-2. I really like the changes he's made to this roster. Cut off a lot of the fat and replaced it with a lot leaner things in there. You know, the Ilmise pickup is what I'm mainly looking at. I also know Colby is a very strong player. So no doubt in my mind, there's going to be a major bounce back. So stock's at an all-time low, but I think now is the time to buy, before, you know, soars to the top. My Ursa, I don't like picking my Ursas because you're kicking someone that's down, but it's someone to Koraidon. It's Jackson. Really tough start to the season. And looking at the roster, it's a little apparent.
There we go. Wrong one.
Yeah. There we go. So I mean, it's a lot of strong pieces, but a lot of like 2-2-2 sort of deals. You know, you got the Typhlosion, and you got the Murkrow. You know, you got the Alolan Ninetales, the Baxcalibur, Basculegion Female, the Murkrow. I think the pieces here are very strong, but I feel like some of it is lost with how much support is on this team for how much offensive threats that are here. I do think there's still a lot of season left, but I think there might need to be some roster changes before I feel like this team will have a very strong showing.
Might need to be some roster changes, but there are 3 more weeks of roster changes to be made. There is definitely time to turn that ship around.
Exactly. That's why I'm not saying this team is, it's 2 weeks. You know, 2 weeks is nothing. You know, you're figuring out how the team's gonna play. You're figuring out certain matchups. So there's definitely time to turn it around, improve. And I do like the pieces that are on this team. Just maybe need to cut a few of the support mons, pick up some more cohesive pieces with your other support mons, and you got a banger squad here.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's only been 2 weeks, and yet somehow we have yapped for 2.5, 3 hours. I think this might be 3 hours since we started recording. And I know I said a hard cap of 2, but here we are. Listen, it's the Compass Pod. We are trying to navigate this. We're trying to figure this out, but these woods, it's easy to get lost in them. It's easy, and we definitely did this week. We'll guide you through it again 2 weeks from now. Rockwell, Ivan, thank you so much for joining in. I'm excited to check back in a couple weeks. We finally got signs of life from Ivan again. the slow bro's been popping in and out. But yeah, any final words for the folks before we send them back off into the Lost Woods?
No, this was fun. Always great yapping with these 2 wonderful people. This is just the beginning of the Lost Woods Draft League Season 3, and yeah, excited to see how the rest of the season shapes out. I hope there's a ton of drama to talk about in the future, and a ton of tea, like let's keep the Discords active, let's talk shit, let's do all that stuff, I want to hear these arguments between coaches, you know what I mean? Like, keep bringing out the tier list, keep doing your thing, give the people what they want.
Yeah, I'm here to watch people puff up their chests.
Yeah.
Rockwell wants this to be a way to add fuel to the fire. I would say don't entertain him, but hey, I'm also the one producing the content, so y'all make my life easier if you do that. Just please don't actually be a dipshit. We've apparently dealt with one already in this league, so
which means they're practiced.
Rockwell, please stop making the staff's job harder, please. thank you as always for joining. Thank you as always for watching. And until next time, folks. Don't get too lost in these woods now. I tried.
Stay safe.
I tried. I tried something. I don't know. I don't know if that outro works. It's something.
Don't eat the mushrooms.
Yeah, don't eat
Don't eat the
the
mushrooms.
berries. Don't eat the red berries.
Yep.